Okay, more Katawa Shoujo. Let's go. Alright. Rose tinted glasses. What am I for her? Wait, to support her. We did this choice yesterday. I want to be there for her if she needs support from a friend. It's the least I can do. How can I call someone my friend if I can't be there for her if she needs me? Nomiya's boisterous.
What am I for her?
Fuck?
Wait, to support
Why?
her.
Fuck.
We did this choice yesterday.
Fuck. Alright. Okay. That better not. Okay. That's not going in the YouTube highlights. Nomiya's boisterous laugh fills the quiet afternoon just as the club meeting ends. He pats on the girls on the back encouragingly. That's illegal in the UK. I think about all the things that have led me to this point, all the things I've shared of Rin during the few weeks I've been in Yamaku so far. I understand so very little in the end. But I'm sure of one thing. If I want to keep going with what I have with Rin, I have to throw myself into whatever will come out of this exhibition project along with her. I turn my gaze back at the black mass of a sketch and the near invisible guiding lines that the teacher drew over it. No pattern emerges, nothing that could take me further than I am. I put the graphite on the table and think hard and honestly about what I really want. The next day I take a bus into the city. It goes twice an hour starting in the morning, passing by the front gate of Yamaku at 20 minutes past and 10 to the hour. The ride takes considerably longer than the one Nomiya gave us in the car. I slowly read the book as the bus mixes round into the suburbs, pausing in almost every stop to pick up someone and let someone out. Eventually we make it to the last stop of the city center. The city is fair sized but not too large, and seems too quiet. Nevertheless, I enjoy the atmosphere. Despite being slightly directionally challenged, I find my way from the bus station to the gallery without too much effort, and soon find myself staring at the big letters saying 20 seconds corner. Inside, the gallery owner is intently studying a large painting hanging on the wall, a portrait of an old man. Good afternoon. She turns around to look at me, and a smile of recognition spreads on her lips. Oh, aren't you the young man from the other day, Shinichi's student? Sao, was it? That's right. Good afternoon, Miss Saionji. Saionji? Please, just see. Just see. I don't want to feel any older than I am. You know, I'm so glad that even young people show interest in art nowadays. It's so refreshing. What brings you here? Surely you aren't just on a courtesy visit all the way from your school. Actually, I came for Rin. I was hoping to see how she's doing. Oh, is that right? Well, then you just step back outside. You see, the atelier is actually at the next door. It's actually the next door on the right down the street and up the stairwell. Just climb the stairs to the top floor. There's only one door there. You can't miss it. I give C my thanks, exit the gallery and locate the door she was talking about. It leads to a dark stairwell which reminds me of the stairs into the roof of the school building. The stairs are steep, even though it's only 5 hours, my breathing gets heavy before I reach the top. 5 floors. What? An unassuming wooden door awaits for me there. It's unlocked, so I knock and enter. Well, PSS, nothing significant, really. You know, the school goes on. You talk to Emmy in the hallway, but as everything nothing consequential happens. The atelier is really just one big room, with the ceiling lower at one end than the other because the roof of the building is gabled. There's a huge skylight in the ceiling that acts as the main source of light for the room, bringing in that sunlight that reflects off the white painted walls. I suppose it's good to use natural light for art. There isn't much in the way of interior decoration, no surprise, since the room seems to have been used as storage for a while. All kinds of boxes and office furniture are scattered around the place. The room is dusty since it's not been in use for a while. I can see that someone has made the effort to clean up a little, but it's far from immaculate. Rin stands in the middle of the room with her back to me, staring at a half-painted canvas placed on an easel. Not working at it, just staring, unmoving. She wears what must be second or third hand denim overalls over the standard school uniform shirt, much like the one I'm wearing. They look pretty worn and are covered in paint splatters from the way they seem to be tight or loose or tight in places. I'm guessing they weren't originally Rin's. Hi. Hello. Rin doesn't judge my showing up as worthy of turning around, saying maybe something more than a mechanical reply to my greeting, smiling, anything. Oh, why hello, Pikachu. How nice of you to stop in tonight. We're actually on spring break right now, PSS. Rin doesn't judging. Okay, we read this. She keeps on doing whatever it is she's doing. Probably some weird creative thing inside her head. Perhaps I should have expected as much. Still, I make another attempt at conversation. This is a pretty cool place. Big, too. It is. Said I can use as much as I like. I even have my own key. So how's the work going? Wait. How does Rin put, like, a key in a lock? Does she just, like, wait, what? Oh, okay, then. So how's the work going? She doesn't answer for a while. I begin to wonder if she's already forgotten the question. As the cloud drifts through the building, shadowing the light pouring in from the skylight, and the change in Rin's surroundings seems to wake her up. I don't know. It's like a huge ball. I don't really know what side is the right one. It's really huge. It's the hugest thing ever, like a mountain growing inside of me, like I swallowed a mountain whole. It's going to be hard, I think. Really very hard. I try to listen for undercurrents of stress or uncertainty in her voice, but I don't pick up on anything like that. Why are you here? Her tone is not as unkind as the directness of the question would make it seem. Well, you said it would be fine if I came to visit, so here I am. I guess it's not for any real reason. I guess you might like a company or assistance or maybe some... I believe the proper term is Chicago. Okay, Chicagoans? Chicagoans, yes, that's the proper term. Hisao, can you be quiet for like about 15 minutes? Maybe 10 is enough. 5 definitely is not. You can talk afterwards. Her tone was sharp. Nothing I've ever heard from her before. There is no command, no annoyance, no anger, but her voice pierces me all the same. All right. With the silence that falls, anxiety creeps back into my heart. I wonder if it was a mistake to come here. Murmurs of traffic filter in from the outside, and I start to feel more and more uncomfortable. All my thoughts keep finding themselves returning to certain things that have been swirling relentlessly in the back of my mind for some time now. I feel like those thoughts will surface out of the tempestuous sea of my mind, whether I want it or not. Desperate to divert my focus, I fixate on Rin's back as my mind races. I don't think I've ever studied anyone's back so intently before. Her neck, hidden by copper-colored hair, which is, again, in complete disarray. That relaxed yet rigid posture, reminding me that Rin's physical appearance often tends to be awkward as her various trains of thought. Those gaunt, delicate shoulder blades, visible through the thin white fabric of her shirt. The contours of her hips curving down to her thin thighs. This is very specific. It pisses me off. Well then. Rarely does she ever seem to be looking at me, whether literally or figuratively. I, on the other hand, am always watching her back, both literally and figuratively. Oh, the artwork for my profile pic was done by my significant other, I guess you can say. And yes, Pikachu, this guy has lots of fetishes. I would not be surprised if he has a back fetish. Whether she is painting, whenever she is painting, whenever something catches her fluttery attention, whenever I don't forcibly make her listen to me, I can't reach through to her. Rin's heart is uncharted territory, dangerous waters, the blank areas in a map. The edge of the world? If I went too close, I wonder if I would fall off. What do I think of her? Sometimes she's aloof and distant, and it annoys me, and other times her passion for the things she thinks worthwhile shines through, and it inspires me. He also enjoys watching girls sleep. I can't understand her. Still, I like her and consider her my friend. I suppose part of her friendship is putting up with the oddities of people you call friends. I have to admit, there's a lot of putting up with Rin. What does she think of me? I have no idea. Last week I thought she might have liked me romantically, what with the kiss and all. It forced me to ponder my old feelings too. This week, I am utterly confused. What would she do if I told her I liked her that way? I wonder if I really do. Damn, I can't make much sense of my own thoughts anymore. It must be contagious. Even if I said a thing like that, would it matter? Nothing affects Rin. Nothing. I'm done. I find her turned around, now staring straight at me. It unnerves me. I try to remember what we, or rather I, were talking about before she requested a timeout. Oh right, I just came to... I don't know. You still can't finish your sentences? It's not that. Fine. She retreats from the conversation, slipping away from me once again. She doesn't return to painting, but instead keeps looking at me with that empty poker face of hers. Insert relevant Lady Gaga song here. I wanted to talk about some other stuff. I've thought a lot about things. What things? Like what happened the last week, and so on. What happened? I get the feeling she's playing with me. Why? I have no clue. It's not a game, she's playing with my head. I'm pretty sure she doesn't deliberately try to screw with people. Maybe it's my own mind playing tricks on itself. Still, Rin feels like a puzzle in the form of a girl. I feel attracted to it, compelled to solve it. The overly rational part of my brain refusing to let me give up. I can't leave her alone. I never would have believed I could be this obsessive about something. Why do I hesitate so much and keep running in circles around her? I don't have to do that. I already decided what I want to say. Rin. Saying her name with intention like this makes my mouth dry, as if my subconscious is fighting against what I'm going to say next. I feel like I'm going to lock up any minute now. Rin looks up from her paint-covered toes and stops wriggling them, as there isn't anyone to observe them curiously now. The hard stare of her green eyes seems like a portent. I like you. The lack of any reaction is a slap to the face. So, I mean, I'd like to like you as more than a friend. What is more? Yes, Pikachu, I'm getting the vibe that he sounds very creepy in this round. The slow, hesitant words coming from between her strawberry-colored lips are not the ones I was waiting for. Neither the two possible answers that I had been expecting, actually. I find myself blushing heavily, as is par for the course in this sort of situation. My heartbeat sounds like a percussion orchestra on drugs. Rin's innocent inquiry feels like I'm being grilled over hot coals. You know, like, romantically, and... No. Rin turns around, giving me the cold shoulder as she turns to look at her paintings. She makes a move to pick up her brush, which lies forgotten on the floor, but decides against it at the last moment. I can't talk about that kind of thing now. So, don't talk about that kind of thing, please. We're friends, right? So you can do that. The silence those words leave behind is deafening. I want to say something, but my mouth refuses to move. There's no way I can retain my dignity. Oh man. Oh, he's out getting roasted. Oh man. Poor Hisao. That was not what he wanted. Ren finally picks up the brush without giving me an explanation for her behavior. Maybe there was something in her voice that gave away some emotion, but I couldn't say what. Her shoulders slump melancholically as her foot works on the canvases in front of her. She won't let me see her face, and I know it. Feeling the weight of my heart grow heavier, I stand up to leave, for I can't stay here any longer today. It's like I have opened Pandora's box by stepping over some line that Rin didn't want me to cross, and she had to turn me down. I walk across the squeaky floor to the door leading to the stairwell. Oh, poor Hisao. I didn't think friend zones or thing you had to worry about in dating sims, but well, that's a shame. Rin's quiet voice stops in my track because I'm about to open the door. Hisao. My hand, still in the brass doorknob, is waiting for me to turn it over or to withdraw. Yes, PSS. I am quite lucky, thank you. Yeah? Will you come tomorrow? Yeah. I really applied the knowledge I gained from these video games. That's how you do it. No, I'm kidding. Don't actually do that. That's a horrible idea. After a night of bad sleep, I go through the day, mostly on automatic. I put on my uniform mechanically, do my schoolwork mechanically, eat my lunch mechanically, reply to teachers mechanically, and thus when the final bell rings, I still feel as if I had just woken up. My mind feels blank and overcrowded at the same time, and I can't even begin to unravel the tangle of feelings I've gotten myself into. I spent the bus trip downtown staring out the side of the window, thinking about these things. As a result, by the time I climb the stairwell to the atelier floor, 4 floors above Say's gallery, I'm feeling completely exhausted. Expecting awkwardness, I quietly knock on the door before entering. I spot Rin at the center of the small, clear area in the room, working on a painting. She doesn't acknowledge my arrival anyway. Yeah, so I'll make sure to study their back. I'll watch them sleep. That'll really help you get women. It'll attract all the women. Hi, I came, as promised. Rin snaps her head to my direction immediately. Was she waiting for me to say something? And locks that cold, green gaze of hers on mine. Although I'm sure my face can't hide my feelings, Rin's expression is as expected and as neutral as always. The clouded, slightly absent-minded darkness in her eyes is like a wall standing between me and her. This is the first awkward. It is the first awkward silence between us that is truly awkward. Yesterday, both of us said something we couldn't take back, and there's no way it can be undone. Wanted to say something, but Rin forbade from doing so. Yes, drugs are also very helpful. I can't begin to guess what she's thinking, but I'm feeling the pressure of her lightless eyes on me, compelling me to break the silence without saying the thing I want to say most. To my horror, I found that I can't find any way to start a conversation. It's as if I've completely lost the ability to speak with her. Just keep working if you're in the middle of something. I'll just sit down here. Rin nods wordlessly at me and picks up the brush from the floor with the toes of her right foot. I sink into a worn out sofa, picking up a book from my bag and opening it to where I stopped last night. I can't really concentrate on it, but it's better than not doing nothing. The two of us are so close to each other, together in the same room even, and yet we're both off doing our own thing, as if we were miles apart. I can't help but wonder about this unnatural situation. Why did I come here? Yes, that's why I play dating sims. I apply my excellent my wealth of dating knowledge and use it to master dating sims. Because she asked me to do so yesterday, of course. However, it looks like there's absolutely no need for me to actually be here. It makes me feel awkward at first, but as I recall the previous silences I've quietly passed of Rin, I settle down and try to tune into the same comfortable mood I was in back then. Time stretches and slows down. The pages of my book rustle each time I turn them. After maybe half an hour, or 1 hour at most, Rin breaks the silence to my complete surprise. Hisao. Yeah? Are you my friend? It's an echo of yesterday, I know it. so even Rin couldn't just push it aside from her mind. Caught off guard, I answer honestly. I don't. Yeah, of course I am. Don't worry about stuff like that. Come on. Okay. He doesn't say anything further. I feel happy somehow. Several chapters later, I mark my spot, close the book, and put it away in my bag. Getting it from the sofa, I see that Rin's made considerable progress in her painting. I take a look at it for a bit. It's still not quite finished, I suppose. It looks great. It's bad to comment on unfinished paintings. After that, I quietly leave the studio and catch the bus, taking me back to the school. Oh, that was a very eventful day. Life sort of has some sort of vague, undefined norm. I visit Rin whenever I can, but each time is as strange as the first. It consists mainly of me watching Rin at work, or just reading a book on the couch while she works. We barely talk at all. Long, quiet evenings stretch over the last week of June. I sit on the couch in the atelier, listening to the quiet rustle of Rin's brush and my own heartbeat, trying to make sense of the former and forget about the latter. I'm a silent visitor in this place, a ghost. At some point, I start thinking that my presence is meaningful to Rin somehow, but never end up asking her about it. I don't bring up the forbidden topic anymore either, and try to stop thinking about it altogether. It's hard to do so, and doesn't get any easier with the passage of time. My heart aches every time I look at the awkward figure of the girl I decided I liked, yet who refused to acknowledge it. I think this might be like the one route where you actually get rejected if you take the right choices. Don't quote me on that though. I still can't find the right words to talk to her about anything at all, but I find quiet solace in observing her from nearby. The distance between us doesn't feel that huge when I can be close to her, even if it's like this. Rin works like a demon. There's barely a moment where she's without a brush between her toes, or walking in circles around her current work in progress, estimating it from every angle and distance. She is completely taken over by her work and will to work, to change herself into the sort of artist she believes to have been worthy of the trust Nomia and C have placed in her. Piles of sketches, works in progress, tubes of oil paints, and brushes slowly begin to crowd the small atelier, making it even messier than was before Rin acquired the right to use it. Oh, actually, Pikachu. Oh, alright, that's what I meant. Specified. If you take the right choices, you get rejected. Oh, anyways, Pikachu, how do you pronounce the art gallery woman's name? Like, is it like say? No, I don't know. I'm not good at pronunciations. I offer to help her clean up every now and then, but each time she refuses. It dawns on me in her mind that the room is not an utter chaos. Rather, her system of keeping track of everything is so elaborate, only Rin herself can make sense of it. She knows exactly where everything is, even the tiniest brush to that half-empty tube of crimson that's the perfect shade for some picture in progress. Rin walks from one decision painting to another, looking at them as if not remembering that she made them. She talks to herself or to the paintings, even when I'm present, always just quietly enough like that I can't make out the words. Every day, Rin pours herself onto the canvas for hours on end, squeezing every bit of her ability and even her soul to make good on that promise she made to me or herself. Black marks appear beneath her eyes, a sure sign she's skipping sleep in favor of painting. I'm somewhat surprised to see her at school a few times. I never go and say hello though, and as I somehow feel it would break the silent magic of evenings we share at the atelier. Sometimes Say comes by when I'm there. She gives a certain look when I show up. I think she doesn't like that I'm always hanging out with Rin up here, but she never says a word about it. She isn't quite full of praise for Rin's artwork as Nomia, but is visibly impressed nevertheless. However, when she turns her eyes on the wonderful works of art and look upon the little red-headed girl that made them, a sudden deep sadness floats onto the surface of her expression. I can't explain it, and she never talks about it. June turns into July almost without warning. End of term exams loom dangerously close, but all I can think of is Rin. I feel like a sleepwalker at school, looking forward only till the time I get to visit that silent place above Say's gallery. After Rin refuses my attempts at directly helping her work, or should I figure out other ways to help her? It finally dawns on me that she isn't eating properly. My course of action decided, I stopped at the convenience store before going to catch the bus downtown on my next visit to the studio. I feel very energetic as I open the door to Atelier and greet Rin. I brought you some fruit. You need vitamins and actual food, after all. Do you even eat up here? I do eat. If I didn't eat, I couldn't paint. Then why don't you eat a couple of these? I shake the bag full of ripe oranges in my hand and employ to tempt Rin into taking a break. To my surprise, she actually lays her brush down and walks over to me to see what I had brought. Her expression doesn't change at all when she looks into the bag. How does Rin peel an orange? I can't eat oranges, he said. It does not work very well with feet. Hey, right on the money. That's alright, I'll do it. Of course, I knew that. She had told me herself after all. I extract the tiny fruit knife I had with me and take one of the round fruits. After making the initial cut, I begin to peel it with my fingers. The strong scent of cut orange rind immediately fills the air as thousands of tiny droplets of oil burst in the skin. I removed the first section of the hard peel and shoot a glance at Rin. So how's the work going? I don't know. It's like I'm the center of some huge mountain of jelly and have to dig my way out. Must be stressful. I think it might be, even though it's just painting. All this, everything feels everything feels really strange. I wonder if Rin is the kind of person who likes to carefully remove all the white fibrous stuff from oranges before eating them. Or the more careless type who just eats them as they come. Maybe neither. Well, I mean, it's like, maybe he has those really, like, thick, like, the ones with the really thick rinds, where you actually the knife to, like, make indents, you know? I'm the former type, so I meticulously clean the orange one by one while Rin watches the process of mild curiosity. Whereas I don't have the faintest idea about her likes or dislikes, or any of the other little details that make up the concept of a person for those around them. It's like in all this time I haven't learned much about her at all. Once I finish lamenting that fact, I realize I've cleaned the entire orange and neatly split into slices. I hold up a slice, bringing it closer to Rin so she can pick it up. Here. She takes it directly between her lips and then into her mouth hole. Her lower lip briefly brushes against my fingertips. Rin chews the silence carefully, slice carefully, savoring it as much as possible. I become fixated in the movements of her jaw, the trickle of juice glistening on her lips, the way her throat moves when she swallows the orange slice. Oh boy, Hisao now has an eating fetish. After I realize what I'm doing, I turn away, feeling embarrassed about watching her so intently. It's not the same as it usually is. The orange? Painting. Well, is anything like that ever the same? It is. Sometimes, I think. I don't know what though. I might be starting to paint differently soon if this goes on. Well, wouldn't that just be the change you keep talking about? She thinks about it, blink your eyes a few times nervously. For a moment, absolutely nothing happens, as if time itself did a double take. We stare at each other in silence, only the faint, tangy scent of orange flowing between us and the muffled sounds of traffic in the background. Then I pick up another slice and hold it to her. She takes it from me with her mouth, just like the first one. I didn't think it would be like this. That's all. These aren't actually oranges. They're actually aphrodisiacs that he saw disguised to look like oranges. Well, keep on going and see what happens. It's not like you can do anything else. Yeah, it's the only thing I can do. After that, she says nothing more. In the ensuing silence, I feed Rin the rest of the orange, one slice at a time. Then I peel another for her, which she eats as well. The third I eat myself, and then the rest are left in the plastic bag, which I put on a small desk next to the couch. She stands up and returns to our painting, with a strange look in her eyes that I haven't seen before. Like most of her expressions, it's completely unreadable. Even if I asked, she wouldn't explain what it means. Well, at the end of that very awkward orange eating scene, I think I'll be ending the stream off for today. Oh, I don't even. We still have one more act to go. This game is very long. Anyways, well, thanks for watching. And I'll see you all tomorrow for more Katawa Shoujo.